Yes, hello everyone. Welcome on Yourpedia platform. I hope you all are fine, preparing well, and your interview preparation is going fine, guys. So, guys, here I'm today here in front of you with the interview question series related to BRC examination, BRC interview. So, these questions which I'm going to discuss, guys, these are earlier asked in BRC. So, with slight changes, with some changes I made in these questions, and I'm going to discuss the questions from heat transfer with you. Okay. So guys, the interview panel, they're going to start with like, what are your favorite subjects? Generally they ask 4 or 5 subjects. Okay. And then out of those subjects, they can start with the very basic question, simple question. What do you understand by steady state heat transfer? Okay. Like suppose you are mentioning, ki, sir, I like thermal domain, I like heat transfer domain. So they can start with what you understand by steady state heat transfer. Steady state heat transfer. Heat, heat is a kind of, transient energy, energy in transit. The heat transfer is that energy which takes place due to the temperature difference. Okay. So heat transfer can take place steady or unsteady. Steady का मतलब क्या होता है? If properties of a system are not changing with time, in steady state properties are not going to change with time. टाइम के साथ प्रॉपर्टी क्या करेंगे? चेंज नहीं करेंगे. स्पेशली वी कैन से कि सर टेम्परेचर इज नॉट ए फंक्शन ऑफ टाइम, but in unsteady state temperature will be a function of time, but in steady state temperature will not be a function of time. Temperature is going to remain same if the body is in steady state, but if the body is not in steady state, temperature becomes function of time. Temperature is going to change with time in unsteady state heat transfer. So steady state means properties of a system are not going to change with time, temperature is not a function of time, and sir, this is possible if whatever energy is entering, that is equal to energy leaving. Okay, means del E by del T of the control volume is 0. So sir, steady state के लिए this is the condition. Steady state के लिए whatever energy is entering, that is equal to energy leaving, means there is no accumulation of the energy is going to take place. Because if the accumulation is taking place, then the temperature is going to change with time. Temperature time के साथ क्या हो जाएगा बच्चों? चेंज हो जाएगा. Means whatever energy is entering, that is equal to energy leaving. This is a condition to have a steady state. Okay. Or what you can say similarly, del M by del T of the control volume, that is equal to 0. There is no accumulation of mass is going to take place, because in heat transfer, these are the general equation which we write in thermodynamics. In heat transfer, because generally we assume there is no mass transfer, okay, other changes also we neglect, so we can directly write Q in equal to Q out. Whatever heat is entering, that is equal to heat out. अगर हीट का कोई भी accumulation नहीं होगा, if there is no accumulation of the heat is taking place inside the body, we can say that the body is in steady state. Like suppose this is a wall, from this side some Q is entering, this side same Q is leaving, we can say that the wall is in steady state. Okay, the question arises, guys, how we can have a real system in steady state? Like suppose a fan is running, like you just turn on the fan, so this is in steady state or unsteady state? Obviously, if you initially started the fan is going to remain in unsteady state, because when you initially started, electric work you are giving, at the same time its internal energy is going to increase, and it is giving some work also. You are giving electrical work, you are getting the mechanical work out of the fan, but at the same time there must be heat lost. Heat loss will be there, heat is going to out due to the friction, the heat is going to generate inside the fan, heat is going out, and at the same time the change in internal energy will be there. But suppose if you will run this fan to run for a sufficient amount of time, like suppose you are having a fan, you are having a motor, okay, any particular system you are having, and that is running from a long period of time. In that case, you can assume the system is in steady state. Okay, so whatever heat will enter, that will be equal to the heat going out, and in that case the change in properties of the system with time you can assume 0. In that case du will become 0. तब आप क्या लिख सकते हो? Whatever electric work you are giving minus whatever work, mechanical work you are getting, that is equal to heat lost. So the loss in work, electrical minus mechanical, that is equal to heat going out, but only in the steady state. I hope you got the idea. What is steady state? Okay, and how we can write this steady state for any particular condition. And like any experiment which we conduct in our heat transfer lab, I hope you conducted some experiment in heat transfer lab. So we allow the system, like any particular system, like suppose you want to carry out some analysis on a metal rod, conductivity you want to find out for a metal rod, or any kind of convection experiment you want to carry out, we generally run the system, start the system, and allow it to run for a 1 hour or 1.5 hours, so that the system will reach to some steady state. Okay, because if you are allowing the system to run for a sufficient amount of time, it is going to reach to some steady state, because all equations which you are having, whether Fourier law, okay, and other heat transfer equation with which we are assuming the system is in steady state, so you are going to get the accurate result if the system is reaching to the steady state. Otherwise, you are utilizing some theoretical equation, applying to a practical system which is not in steady state, you will not be able to get the accurate result. So this is very important system, question, guys. So you need to understand this. What do you understand by steady state? And in real system, what is the what is the utilization of this particular concept, steady state? At the same time, unsteady state problems are also there, but steady state problem, these are very much relevant, and in real life we can assume the system in steady state under some conditions. Okay, chaliye. The next question, related question, if you will able to answer this question, they are going to ask you, there is a plate hanging inside the room, vertically hanging inside the room. What do you think? It is a case of steady state heat transfer or unsteady state heat transfer? This is a plate hanging inside a room. So this entire is a room, but you can say something like this. ये आपका room है, बहुत बड़ा room है कोई ऐसा. Okay, so this is a room. There is a plate hanging inside a room. Okay, and he is asking you, this is a case of what? Steady state heat transfer or unsteady state heat transfer? So what you will say, guys? As you can say, sir, here the temperature, suppose this wall is at a temperature T, initially suppose it is at a temperature Ts, the surface surrounding is at a temperature T infinity. So obviously, suppose this is at a high temperature, hot plate, वो आपको देगा, the plate is hot. Plate क्या है? Hot है. So Ts is greater than T infinity, hot plate. Okay, this is a case of hot plate. Hot plate is going to reject heat to the surrounding. So this is a case of steady state, unsteady state. Obviously, this is a case of unsteady state heat transfer. Unsteady state heat transfer. Okay, and in this unsteady state heat transfer means temperature becomes function of time. Temperature time के साथ क्या होगा? Change होगा. So they can ask you about that variation, how the temperature is going to change with time. So temperature becomes function of time. This is the first thing, because here whatever there must be some heat going out, and when heat is going out, some of the heat of the plate is going to decrease, because there is no heat entering. Heat is going, the plate is going to lose heat, but its internal energy is going to decrease. So this is a case of unsteady state heat transfer, not steady state. Now they can ask you, for this case, can you write the first law of thermodynamics? Yes, this is a plate. This is a plate. So considering this plate as our system, अगर मैं इसको अपना system मान लूँ, if you will consider this as our system, can you write the first law of thermodynamics for this? Yes or no? Can you write? So how you are going to write? So sir, we can write first law of thermodynamics, because this plate is a kind of stationary system. Plate क्या है? Stationary system है. We can assume. So we can write first law of thermodynamics something like this: dq equal to du plus dw. dq equal to du plus dw. As in this case, there is no work transfer, no work entering, no work leaving. So work transfer is 0. So we can write here, there is also no heat entering, there is only heat going out, means the plate is going to lose heat. So we can write it here, heat lost, Q lost equal to what? This will be minus, yes or no? Because heat is going out, and according to the sign convention which we use in thermodynamics, heat entering to the system positive, heat lost by the system is negative. So minus Q lost equal to what? Du. It means we can say here, we can write it here, Q lost, heat lost by the plate, that is equal to decrease in internal energy of the plate. Decrease in internal energy, or you can write it as U2 minus U1, या हम यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं minus du. Okay, decrease in internal energy of the plate. Okay, now they can ask you, okay fine, so how you are going to write this Q lost? इस Q lost को आप कैसे लिखोगे? Q lost equal to this du, rate of decrease of internal energy, because this in heat transfer we write this Q lost as what? Rate of heat transfer. Okay, the whole formulation, like the conduction, convection, radiation, we are having watts, how much heat is transferring per second. So that's why I'm saying this Q lost, rate of heat lost, will be equal to the rate of decrease of internal energy. Okay, so this is how you can write the equation, first law of thermodynamics equation, rate of Q lost, that is equal to decrease in internal energy, decrease in internal energy of plate. Okay, so this is the equation you can write very easily. Yes or no? Now they can ask you how the heat is going to lost, how the plate is going to lose the heat. Plate heat कैसे lose करेगी? There must be, like, you know, there are three modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, radiation. So which mode will be there? Conduction is there, guys. Conduction will be there. Sir, there is no physical contact. There is no physical contact. So यहाँ पे कोई conduction नहीं होगा. No conduction. No conduction. No physical contact. No physical contact. तो क्या यहाँ पे कन्वेक्शन होगा? सर बिल्कुल कन्वेक्शन तो होगा, बिकॉज दिस प्लेट इज देयर, हॉट प्लेट, एंड एयर इज देयर, सो देयर मस्ट बी कन्वेक्शन. ओके, इट मे बी नेचुरल कन्वेक्शन, इट मे बी फोर्स्ड कन्वेक्शन, दैट वी विल डिस्कस लेटर ऑन. सो कन्वेक्शन इज देयर एंड एट द सेम टाइम रेडिएशन विल बी देयर. तो यहां से क्या होगा बच्चों? देयर मस्ट बी रेडिएशन एज वेल एज कन्वेक्शन. रेडिएशन एंड कन्वेक्शन. Fine. Radiation and convection both will be there. Fine. So if you know Q we are losing by radiation and convection, then how you are going to lose this? How you are going to write this Q lost? Q lost कैसे लिखोगे? It's fine, like you mentioned this equation, Q lost equal to decrease in internal energy of the plate, but how you are going to write this Q lost? So Q lost को हम लिख सकते हैं Q lost by convection plus Q lost by radiation, that is equal to decrease in internal energy, decrease in internal energy. Okay, and this we can write it as mc dt by dt. Okay, or we can write it as rho v dt by dt. Yes or no? Rho v dt by dt. Yes or no? But how we can write this Q convection and Q radiation? Q convection को और Q radiation को कैसे लिख सकते हैं बच्चों? Okay, that may be their next question. So you know Q lost equal to decrease in internal energy. So what are the possible modes of heat transfer? Sir, there must be conduction as there must be convection as well as radiation. Conduction is not possible because there is no physical contact. So how you are going to write then this Q convection and Q radiation? You know guys, Q convection easily we can write by Newton's law of cooling, which is HA delta T, where H is the convection heat transfer coefficient, A is the surface area of the plate, entire surface area. Okay, because the heat is going to lose, it is going to lose heat from the entire surface. So surface area. Delta T, which is nothing but the T surface minus T infinity. So that is Q lost by convection. What is Q lost by radiation, guys? How you are going to write? How you can write that Q by radiation? So you know, I hope you heard about that case, a small body in large enclosure. So there is a plate which is hanging inside a room, large room. I mentioned there is a large room. So how you are going to write a Q by radiation? Small body in large enclosure, that also you can write by product of emissivity area sigma into T surface की power 4 minus T infinity की power 4. Okay, when the body area is very very less as compared to the room area. So we can write Q radiation also considering a small body in large enclosure. So this equation will look like something like this. ये equation कुछ ऐसा बनेगा. The equation will look like something like this, guys. So this is the final equation we can write. HAS Ts minus T infinity plus sigma emissivity area surface area into T surface की power 4 minus T infinity की power 4 equal to rho v dt by dt. Okay, fine. So now they can ask you what are the assumptions required to solve this equation. इस equation को solve करने के लिए क्या assumptions चाहिए बच्चों? Okay, fine. You developed some equation now. Now if you want to solve this equation, what are the assumptions required? तो देखो पहला assumption क्या होगा बच्चों? H constant. H may vary because this is a case of unsteady state heat transfer. So initially H, final H, in between H may be different because H is a function of what? G beta delta T, rho mu Cpk. Okay, in case of free convection. So delta T, temperature difference is going to change, so H is also going to change. So H is constant. We are assuming this H is constant. A is already constant. What is this, guys? Ts minus T infinity. Temperature difference is constant or it is also going to change? Temperature difference is also going to change. Temperature is a function of time, but at a particular instant of time, how we can say that the body is at a surface temperature Ts? So this is your body. You are saying it's a body temperature is Ts. How you can say? Like it may be the case, here the temperature is Ts1, here Ts2, here Ts3, here Ts4. Yes or no? It may be the case. It may be the case. How you can say that entire body is at a same temperature Ts at a particular instant of time? The temperature is going to change with time. This T S minus T infinity is a function of time. ये time का function है. Obviously, the temperature difference is going to change with the time. Initially the temperature difference will be higher, and at the time passes the temperature difference is going to decrease. But how you can say कि at a particular instant of time the body temperature is Ts, the body must be at different temperature, like at core may be different, at surface may be different, at bottom edge may be different. So that you can assume if the lumped parameter analysis is applicable. Otherwise the problem becomes much more complex. Okay, you need to solve it by analytical method. I am going to tell you like how you are going to solve if the lumped parameter analysis is not applicable. So you need to say, sir, first we are assuming H constant, second lumped parameter analysis. Lumped parameter analysis, लम्प्ड पैरामीटर एनालिसिस, इसका मतलब क्या होता है कि सर इंटरनल टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट आर नेग्लेक्टेड, इंटरनल ग्रेडियंट्स आर नेग्लेक्टेड, इंटरनल टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट्स, इंटरनल टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट्स आर नेग्लेक्टेड. और इनको हम नेग्लेक्ट कर सकते हैं बच्चों, व्हेन वी कैन नेग्लेक्ट दीज इंटरनल टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट. सर इफ बायट नंबर which is nothing but internal conduction resistance by external conduction resistance, which is nothing but Hs by K, okay, where S is the volume of the body by area of the body. So if Biot number, which is nothing but internal conduction resistance by external convection resistance, if less than 0.1, अगर ये लेस देन 0.1 होता है तो लम्प्ड पैरामीटर एनालिसिस क्या होती है, एप्लीकेबल होती है. मींस इफ इंटरनल कंडक्शन रेजिस्टेंस इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 10% of external convection resistance, means external convection resistance is very high, internal conduction resistance is less than 10% of the external convection resistance, means we can say कि the internal conduction resistance is very very less. And you know if the resistance is very very less, अगर किसी बॉडी का रेजिस्टेंस क्या होता है, बहुत कम होता है, something like this. So if you will consider a body something like this, if it is a body and if resistance is negligible, resistance बहुत कम होता है, तो टेम्परेचर प्रोफाइल कैसा मिलता है बच्चों अपने को, we get the temperature profile something like this. As the resistance is going to increase, the temperature profile will be something like this. Okay, so these are the different cases. So this case you can write here Biot number less than 0.1. This may be the case with the Biot number equal to 1. This may be the case with Biot number greater than 1, something like this. So almost you will have a kind of horizontal line. Okay, in the case of Biot number less than 0.1. So if Biot number less than 0.1 means internal conduction resistance is very very less, then throughout the body you can assume everywhere the temperature is Ts, Ts, Ts at a particular instant of time. At a particular instant of time everywhere the temperature is Ts. Okay, I hope you got the idea. So this is very very important assumption, lumped parameter analysis. So this is first assumption, H constant, lumped parameter analysis. This is second assumption. Third assumption, we are assuming radiation also. So if you want to make it further, you want to simplify this, you can neglect the radiation. आप radiation को भी क्या कर सकते हो, neglect कर सकते हो, because you know radiation modes of heat transfer, they are going to dominate at a very high temperature, more than 1000 Kelvin. So radiation effect को आप neglect कर सकते हो. So it's totally up to you if you want to mention that assumption कि sir if you will neglect that, इसको अगर मैं neglect कर दूं, then the problem becomes much more simpler. Okay, and directly we will be able to solve this. इसको हम बहुत easily solve कर पाएंगे. Okay, तो radiation को आप neglect कर सकते हो, neglecting radiation. But if you want to consider this, so you can consider this also, neglecting radiations. रेडिएशंस को हम क्या कर रहे हैं बच्चों, नेग्लेक्ट कर रहे हैं. रिमेनिंग ऑल रो वी ये तो कांस्टेंट ही रहेगा, एमिसिविटी also these we are assuming constant, area is also not going to change. So these are the main assumption, H constant, lumped parameter analysis and neglecting radiation. तो radiation को अगर मैं neglect कर दूं, इसको अगर मैं 0 मान लूं, then solving this equation, okay, इस equation को अगर मैं solve करता हूं, then HA Ts minus T infinity equal to rho V dt by dt. इस इक्वेशन को अगर मैं सोल्व करता हूं बच्चों, then we get this particular equation e की power HA by rho Vc into tau, this is equal to Ti minus T infinity divided by T minus T infinity. कुछ बच्चे इसको रिवर्स में याद रखते हैं, but in that case you need to put it here minus sign. यहाँ पे आपको माइनस लगाना पड़ेगा. So it's totally up to you how you can remember this equation. So if you solve this equation guys, इसको आप easily solve कर सकते हो. This you can put it here. टाइम के साथ अगर आप इसको चेंज करोगे फ्रॉम इनिशियल टू फाइनल टाइम, सो दिस टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस विल बी टाउ, टाइम टाउ, ओके, इनिशियल टू फाइनल, एंड dt is that change in temperature difference. This you can write it as initial temperature difference is Ti minus T infinity, Okay, and the final temperature difference is T minus T infinity. So these are the boundary conditions you need to assume. At time t equal to 0, the temperature difference is Ti minus T infinity. Okay, and at some final time tau, the temperature difference is T minus T infinity. So if you solve this equation, you will get this result. Okay, means the temperature is going to change exponentially if the lumped parameter analysis is applicable. So now they can ask you some question. If lumped parameter analysis is applicable, means Biot number less than 0.1, how the temperature is going to change? So the temperature is going to change exponentially. Temperature कैसे change करेगा बच्चों? Sir, the temperature with the time is going to change exponentially. Temperature time के साथ क्या करेगा? Exponentially change करेगा sir. Something like this. So with time, the temperature curve is going to become asymptotic to the time axis. ये कर्व क्या हो जाती है? It becomes asymptotic to the time axis. यहां से शुरू होगा. This curve is going to start it from here. Here, like suppose this is at initial time. आप इसको लिख सकते हो initial time, time t equal to 0. यहाँ पे आप लिख सकते हो. So this is initial temperature. Initial temperature है Ti. So with the time passes, that this is going to change. Okay, and this curve will be what? Exponential curve. Okay, and this process is known as what? This is known as Newtonian cooling. इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं बच्चों? Newtonian cooling. Okay, so the temperature is going to change exponentially. This you will be able to answer with this, and you can plot this particular diagram. And now they can ask you, what about rate of cooling? Rate of cooling पे क्या फर्क पड़ेगा बच्चों? Guys, this particular term dt by dt, this is known as rate of cooling. Rate of cooling. Because in this case the plate is at high temperature, the atmospheric is at low temperature, so the temperature is going to change. So rate of cooling is going to what? क्या constant रहेगा, decrease करेगा, increase करेगा? But here that rate of cooling will be higher, here the rate of cooling will be lesser, and here the rate of cooling will be very very less. So this dt by dt is nothing but the slope. यहाँ पे अगर आप slope देखोगे, the slope of this curve on temperature versus time curve, temperature time curve पे जो ये slope है, this slope is nothing but rate of cooling. And as you can see from this particular curve, the rate of cooling is going to decrease with time, going to decrease with time. Time के साथ क्या करेगी? Decrease करेगी. Okay, like suppose the hot plate which you placed initially, the rate of cooling will be very fast in the beginning, but as the time passes, the rate of cooling is going to decrease. So two things they can ask you. They can ask you about the plot, the temperature versus time plot, and they can ask you about the rate of cooling. The rate of cooling is going to remain constant, or it is going to increase, or it is going to decrease. So it is going to what? It is going to decrease, guys, in both the cases, whether it is a case of what? Cooling or whether it is a case of heating. Heating में you will have a curve something like this. Heating में आपको कुछ ऐसा curve मिलेगा. In heating case also, guys, the curve, that dt by dt, the rate of heating is going to decrease with time. Okay, so I hope you got this answer. Let us move to next question. What they can ask you next? So now next they can ask you, okay fine, all these analysis you carried out assuming the lumped parameter analysis applicable or by verifying the Biot number less than 0.1. But suppose if the lumped parameter analysis is not applicable, means the Biot number is greater than 0.1 या एक से भी ज़्यादा है, then what you will do? तो lumped parameter analysis applicable नहीं होगा. Lumped analysis not applicable. Lumped analysis not applicable. So how you will solve that problem? In this case, if lumped analysis is not applicable, what ways you are having? So guys, you can go with what? You can go with analytical solution, which is obviously more complex. या आप क्या कर सकते हो? You can go with Hassler chart. Hassler's chart. Okay, you can go with Hassler's chart. Okay, आप Hassler charts को भी use कर सकते हो. Okay, you can go with Hassler charts or analytical solutions. Okay, इन दोनों में से आप कर सकते हो. Hassler chart की applicability के लिए you need to have Fourier number greater than 0.2. Fourier number क्या होना चाहिए बच्चों? Greater than 2 होना चाहिए. Okay, and if Fourier number is greater than 0.2, then you can go with the analytical solution, which is obviously more complex, and you can go with some kind of graphical method. This is what a graphical method. For some kind of geometric shapes like cylinder, plate, okay, sphere, for these kind of objects, it is very easy to use this Hessler chart, graphical method. So graphical method है ये, इसको आप use करके you can solve this problem. Okay, आप इस प्रॉब्लम को क्या कर सकते हो, सोल्व कर सकते हो. नेक्स्ट, इट डिपेंड्स, they are not going to ask you about the analytical solution, okay, because at graduate level you have not studied about all those things. Those are not there in our most of the time, these things are not there in our curriculum, so they are not going to ask you. Hessler chart, they can ask you some basic questions, okay, what you are having on x-axis, what you are having on y-axis, okay, and how you are going to utilize Hessler chart for a case of this vertical plate, that they can ask you. Okay, so Hessler chart हम use करेंगे if the Fourier number is greater than 0.2, graphical method हम follow करेंगे. Okay, next they can ask you, okay, fine, you know, like when we are solving that problem, we are assuming some h, you know, in that case also e की power h by rho we see, we want some h value. So what is that h value? From where you are going to get the h value? For the case of a plate which is hanging vertically, from where you are going to get the h value, guys? आपको अगर वो प्रॉब्लम सोल्व करना है, इवन अनस्टेडी स्टेट प्रॉब्लम यू वांट टू सोल्व, फ्रॉम वेयर यू आर गोइंग टू गेट द एच वैल्यू? कन्वेक्शन हीट ट्रांसफर कोएफिशिएंट कहां से निकालोगे? ऑब्वियसली दैट इज आल्सो गोइंग टू चेंज विद टाइम. तो आई हैव रिटन हियर हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू फाइंड आउट एच वैल्यू इन द बिगिनिंग ऑफ कूलिंग प्रोसेस. बिगिनिंग में कैसे निकालोगे? लाइक सपोज दिस इज योर प्लेट, दिस इज योर प्लेट, ओके, ये क्या है, हमारा प्लेट है, ओके, या मैं इसको ऐसा बना देता हूं, दिस यू कैन ड्रॉ इट एज ए समथिंग लाइक दिस. So this is a side view and this is kind of front view, you can say. Okay, ये plate है which is initially at a temperature Ts. Initially इसका temperature कितना है? Ts. This is at a temperature T infinity. So how you are going to find out H value? Convection heat transfer coefficient कैसे निकालोगे? So first you need to check it here. Sir, this is a case of mixed convection, forced convection और free convection. तो यहाँ पे तीन cases हो सकते हैं. यहाँ पे तीन cases हो सकते हैं. Mixed convection, फ्री कन्वेक्शन, फोर्स्ड कन्वेक्शन. डायरेक्टली यू नीड नॉट टू जंप गाइस, बीआरसी के लिए डायरेक्टली जंप नहीं करना है आपको. इवन इफ दे आर हाईलाइटिंग सम केस, देन आल्सो यू नीड टू गो फॉलो ए स्टेप बाय स्टेप अप्रोच. सर, वी नीड टू चेक कन्वेक्शन इज देयर श्योरली, but whether the convection is forced convection, free convection or mixed convection, that we need to check by this particular number, Grashof by Reynolds square. Grashof by Reynolds square. Okay, if this is greater than equal to 1, अगर ये greater than बहुत हाई है, if it is far higher than 1, then we can say that it is a case of free convection. ये किसका केस होगा बच्चों? This is a case of free convection. If it is equal to 1, it is a case of mixed convection, and if it is less than 1, then it is a case of forced convection. So first we need to check whether it is a case of mixed convection, free convection or forced convection by using this ratio. And if you know about this ratio, guys, let me tell you, Grashof number is nothing but it is a ratio of the inertia force into buoyancy force divided by square of viscous forces. Yes or no? Inertia, buoyancy by square of viscous forces. Grashof number is a number which tells us about the dominancy of the buoyancy force over viscous forces. Okay, dominancy बताता है अपने को, and this is a number which replaces the Reynolds number in case of free convection. Okay, so this is your Grashof number. What is RE, guys? RE is what? Inertia force by viscous forces. अब यहाँ पे अगर आप square लोगे, if you will take it here square, so square of inertia forces divided by square of viscous forces. So this will cancel out. This will also be cancel out. So this ratio is going to give us buoyancy force by inertia forces. Okay, so this ratio actually is telling us about the dominancy of the buoyancy forces over inertia forces. How much buoyancy forces are dominating over inertia forces? Means if the flow is buoyancy driven, guys, अगर flow क्या है आपका buoyancy driven है, then this number will be much greater than 1. And if this number is much greater than 1, this is a case of free convection. But if both buoyancy forces, inertia forces, they are of the same magnitude, same order, in that case this GRE by RE, that number will be equal to 1, means there is a case of mixed convection. But if the buoyancy forces are much lesser than the inertia forces, means the flow is inertia driven, means some kind of external agency is there, some kind of fan, blower is there which is forcing the air to move over that particular surface, means that case becomes a case of forced convection. So first you need to check whether it is a case of free convection, forced convection or mixed convection. If this number GRE by RE square is much greater than 1, means you can say it is a case of free convection. Okay, now if it is a case of free convection, अगर मैं मान के चलता हूं कि this is a case, suppose we are assuming this is a case, if it is a case of free convection, फ्री कन्वेक्शन होगा, so buoyancy forces will be much higher as compared to inertia forces, and in that case we can write sir Nusselt number या मैं nu bar लिख देता हूं, Nusselt number, average Nusselt number, this will be a function of what, Grashof number and Prandtl number. Okay, Nusselt number will be a function of Grashof number and Prandtl number. Sir, in that case we need to check, we can have some relationship, हमको relationship use कर सकते हैं sir. Now there may be two cases further, दो cases बन सकते हैं. Okay, what are the two cases guys? Whether the flow is laminar or turbulent, आपको वो भी देखना पड़ेगा. If the flow is laminar, then you need to use this relationship for the laminar flow, and if the flow is turbulent, then you need to check, you need to use the relationship for the turbulent flow. So you need to check it here at this particular point guys, at this particular point at x equal to L, suppose this is the x direction, this is the x direction, so at x equal to L you need to check Rayleigh number, RAL. आपको क्या चेक करना पड़ेगा? RAL चेक करना पड़ेगा, Rayleigh number. Okay, which is nothing but the product of the Grashof number and Prandtl number. The product of Grashof and Prandtl, that is known as Rayleigh number. Okay, so this Rayleigh number you need to check if it is less than 0.9, less than 10 की power 9. If this is less than 10 की power 9, you can assume the flow is laminar. If it is more than that, the flow will be turbulent. So based on that, you need to proceed. Okay, so first we concluded it is a case of free convection. Then you need to check at the trailing edge, because this is a case of hot plate, this is case of hot plate, so the boundary layer formation will be something like this guys. Boundary layer formation कुछ ऐसा होगा, the boundary layer formation will be something like this. Okay, so here the flow may be laminar, something like this. Okay, then the transition will start, and here the flow will become turbulent. It may be the case something like this. Okay, general case. Okay, so at the trailing edge, this is the leading edge, this is the trailing edge, you need to find, this is, that's why I am writing RAL, the Reynolds Rayleigh number at the trailing edge. This is equal to local Grashof number at the trailing edge, GRL and Prandtl number. If it is less than 10 की power 9, the flow is laminar. Okay, based on that you can use the relationship for laminar or turbulent to find out the H value. Okay, so this is how you can proceed for this particular question, how to find out H value in the beginning of the cooling process. So beginning में TS will be same, beginning में TS आपका एक surface temperature होगा, then you will be able to find out in the beginning H value, but obviously as the time passes H is going to decrease. जैसे जैसे time pass करेगा H आपका क्या करेगा, decrease करेगा. Okay, now one more question they can ask you, how the boundary layer formation and temperature profile and velocity profile look like. In this case, can you draw the temperature profile and velocity profile? देखो velocity profile तो मैंने, boundary layer तो मैंने already बनाया है. Let me again draw. The boundary layer will be something like this. Here the flow will be laminar and then it will become turbulent. But if you want to draw the velocity profile, so guys, velocity profile will be something like this. Velocity profile will be something like this. Okay, something like this. Okay, it will be something like this. Okay, so here due to no slip condition, here velocity will be 0, here also velocity will be 0, यहाँ पे भी velocity 0 होगा, यहाँ पे भी velocity 0 होगा. Close to the surface of the plate, plate के surface के पास पे यहाँ पे आपको क्या मिलेगा, velocity maximum मिलेगा. Okay, close to the vicinity, but because I am not draw it very close to the surface, but this Vmax is very close to the boundary. So the boundary layer, the velocity profile will be different as compared to what forced convection. Free convection में here the velocity will be 0, here also velocity will be 0, and it will be maximum close to the vicinity of the plate. Similarly, how you can draw the temperature profile बच्चों? Temperature profile कैसे draw कर सकते हो? So sir, temperature profile will be something like this. Here the temperature is Ts. Here the temperature may be T, and the temperature is going to change something like this. So here the temperature is this Ts, okay, and this is your T infinity. Okay, Ts is very close to what, 0.99 T infinity. Okay, so the temperature profile will look like something like this. So here the temperature is Ts, and here the temperature is Ts, which is equal to what, 0.99 T infinity. So temperature is going to decrease. So this is how the temperature profile look like, and this is how the velocity profile will look like for the case of what, vertical plate. Okay, vertical plate के लिए. Further, I am leaving it to you. If you are interested, you can find out some kind of equation okay, for the velocity profile and the temperature profile. Velocity profile के लिए और temperature profile के लिए this small exercise I'm giving to you, just you can explore what will be the equation. Okay, equation क्या होगा for the natural convection over vertical plate and what the velocity profile for the natural convection case. Okay, चलिए next question guys, one more question they can ask you, what is Rayleigh number and what is its significance in free convection? But you know Rayleigh number is nothing but it is a product of Grashof and Prandtl. Okay, Rayleigh number is a product of Grashof into Prandtl. It tells us about the nature of fluid flow. Tells us about the nature of fluid flow. Nature of fluid flow means whether the flow is laminar or turbulent. Flow is laminar or turbulent. Flow is laminar or turbulent. So if you want to develop some kind of expression for this, you can write it here. Grashof number is nothing but G beta delta T L cube, G beta delta T, okay, G beta delta T L cube by nu square. Okay, so this is your what? This is your Grashof number. Okay, G beta delta T L cube by nu square multiply by nu by alpha. Nu by alpha. So further you can cancel out this. So this will be G beta delta T L cube by nu into alpha. Okay, where nu is your momentum diffusivity and alpha is your thermal diffusivity. Okay, so this is how you can develop some expression for the Rayleigh number. Rayleigh number is nothing but which tells us about the nature of the fluid flow, whether the flow is laminar or turbulent in case of free convection. Free convection, or what you can say in case of buoyancy driven flow. In case of buoyancy driven flow. Forced convection you can say it is a case of what? Inertia driven flow. Free convection is a case of buoyancy driven flow. Okay, so Rayleigh number less than 10 की power 9 laminar flow, laminar. Rayleigh number greater than 10 की power 9 the flow is turbulent. Okay, so this is how you will be able to answer this question. What do you understand by Rayleigh number? What is the significance of Rayleigh number in free convection? Okay, I hope guys these things, these questions which we have discussed related to heat transfer are very much clear to you now. Okay, guys, you know we are practicing these things just to develop, okay, some kind of understanding, okay, and how to tackle actually these kind of, you know, a kind of series of question. Because if you are watching these lectures guys, surely those things are going to help you in your BRC preparation, because in BRC they are going to ask you linked question. Whatever you are going to answer, they are going to ask you the next question based on your answer. Okay, so please keep preparing, and yes, any further thing if you want to ask me, you can shoot your query in the comment section. So thank you, have a nice day and good luck.